Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Competitive Guide video. So today we are covering Ludicolo. Ludicolo has now got access to a new move in the Isle of Armor update, so I am updating this video, but I have also produced a video prior to that update if you would like to go and check that out. There is a card up in the corner there. Obviously I'd recommend you do this at the end of the video and check out the sets that I've already come up with. Excuse me. And yeah, whilst I'm plugging the channel, please could you go down, like the video if you've not done so already, and also subscribe to the channel because it really helps, one, build a community, which I'm really loving at the minute. Honestly, we've got a lot of engagement going on the channel, which is absolutely fantastic, and it also helps you in the sense that it will show you my competitive guide videos, which I do bring out daily. Now, moving back to Ludicolo, we have got 3 sets today, 2 generic and 1 dynamax, and we're just going to jump straight in. So the first set we have is a throat spray set. Now, normally I would have gone for a choice specs, but throat spray works very nicely on Ludicolo. Excuse me. So, throat spray will combine with the hyper voice. When hyper voice is used, the throat spray increases our special attack by 1 stage, taking you from 306 to about 459, I think, around there. We've got Rain Dish, the ability, so if there's any scenario in a rain team, for example, then you could have yourself healing yourself up, but you do also have access to Swift Swim, which will double your speed in rain as well, which can also work very, very nicely in this set. Own Tempo, not really relevant to this set, so we're not going to bother with that one. Move-wise, we've got Hydro Pump, which is a powerful water-type attack. It hits a variety of Pokemon, boosted by Stab. And it does have the chance to miss, so you can go for like Scald or Surf if you want to instead. It's up to you what you decide to go for. We've got Giga Drain, which will allow you to get some health back because you might take some damage initially with that Hyper Voice. Having to do that Hyper Voice first. Ice Beam, just for a bit of coverage, for example, on flying types, because obviously they are super effective against you. And then, as I've explained, Hyper Voice is there for the Throat Spray. Now, EVs, there are a couple of ways of running this. If you're going for a Rain Dish scenario, I'd recommend going for the max HP, max special attack with a modest nature, so more special attack, less attack, and 4 EVs and special defense. If you're going for the Swift Swim scenario, I'd recommend going max special attack and max speed with maybe a modest nature or even a timid nature, although the timid nature realistically isn't going to be needed because you're going to have double speed, so it should be okay with just being modest. Moving on to the second Ludicolo, we have more of a supportive set. Now, you can run this in a few different ways on the EVs, which I'll talk about in a minute, but we've got Leftovers, we've got Rain Dish as our ability. Now, Rain Dish works best in this scenario because it will allow you to get some health back if there's any rain. Giga Drain, allowing for you to recover a little bit of health because realistically that's what you're going to have to do in some scenarios. You've got Leech Seed, which Leech Seed works very nicely. It allows for you to get a little bit of health back at the end of every turn and starts to dwindle down the opposing Pokemon, or it forces a switch. Now, both of those can be really beneficial for you and allow for, obviously, a lot of benefit, a lot of upper hand to your team. So I think Leech Seed always works very nicely on a set. I've then put Toxic on here. Now, Toxic is a transfer-only move, so you would have to transfer a Ludicolo already knowing Toxic to the game. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cough today. But yeah, we've got Toxic on here, and now Toxic works really nicely on setup sweepers, so either the setup sweeper won't set up as much as it originally planned and won't have the power to take you out, or it will set up as fully as it originally planned, and it will have a limited time in which it can actually attack before it faints or has to switch out. And finally, I've gone for Scald. Now, Scald can be good because it's a water-type attack boosted by Stab, and also has the opportunity to burn Pokemon. Now, if you've got a physical Pokemon that's going to be a problem for you, scalding it and burning it can be quite good for you and help you out. EV-wise, as I said, there are a couple of ways of running this. You can go max HP and max speed with the Timid, so more speed and less attack. So you could go for this to try and get the fast Leech Seed off or the fast Giga Drain off to allow you to heal up, or even the fast Toxic. You've also got the opportunity to go max HP, max special defense on this thing with a calm nature, so more special defense, less attack. Or you could even go max HP, max defense with a bold nature, so more defense and less attack. There's any of those scenarios will work for you, just depending on what you want from Ludicolo. And finally, we have a Dynamax set, so I've gone physical with this one. Now, base 70 attack is not amazing, but we do have access to Drain Punch, which will turn to Max Knuckle to increase up your attack stat when you're Dynamaxed. We've also got Grassy Glide, which will allow you to use Max Overgrowth to set up the Grassy Terrain. The Grassy Terrain will allow for Grassy Glide to be a +1 priority. Now, if you're out of your Swift Swim, this will work very nicely for you, or if you've got a Pokemon with priority attacks, again, it can be very useful. I've put Terrain Extender on here to extend the terrain from 5 turns to 8 turns, because that will give you an extra couple of turns of Grassy Glide being a priority. But you could also go for something like the Grassy Seed, Life Orb, Choice Band, Red Card, any assortment of berries, leftovers, lots of different options that you have here. We've got Waterfall, which will set up the rain for you, allowing for your Swift Swim to activate, doubling your speed, which can work very nicely for you. And finally, Ice Punch, just for that coverage again. And you can also set up the Hail, for example, if you need it, because you might have a Slush Rush. That's it, Slush Rush Pokemon, which could benefit from that. EVs, I've got max attack and max speed with an adamant nature, some more attack, less special attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. So you don't really want to go for the Jolly nature here, because having the plus speed with the Swift Swim isn't going to necessarily be any benefit to you. Anyways, that is all for today, so I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.